mom came into the room and she's like, look at my phone. And then I couldn't see it, so I had to look at mine. I'm like, oh.
I can't bet against Tom Brady. I have the Bucks winning 31-27 and Tom Brady going to his 10th championship.
Yeah, and I really think the Clippers' chance to win the championship was last year. And they were up 3-1 against the Denver Nuggets.
Chris Paul is one of the most underrated players of all time. He's been the best player wherever he goes, and that includes with the Rockets.
You said you can't bet against Tom Brady, and as a Cowboys fan and what I just did last weekend, I am not going to bet against Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl. I mean, that's all I can really say. That's two of the top 5 players in the league, and they are very, very good.
Hello, I'm Taylor Hearn, and you listen to the Outsiders' Opinions with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our MLB Opinions of the Week. I'm Kevin. I'm joined by the man. At least our teams are not as wild as this one, as he told me this stat about the Colorado Rockies. Austin.
Yeah, so as we're recording, the Rockies are already 11.5 games out of first place in their conference, or in their division, the NL West. This early in the season, that is a crazy number. The next closest team are the White Sox and Braves, surprisingly, at 6.5 games. So basically half as close as the Colorado Rockies are. What's the plan? What is the plan for Colorado going forward? I know obviously this year in the playoffs wasn't really seen as a possibility, but it's even worse than that. And I do think there should be some concern regarding their place moving forward. So yeah, what do you think the plan is?
Yeah, so honestly, I don't think there is a plan, and I think they just choose what they want to do depending on the day, and just kind of like they signed Chris Bryant a few years ago. They signed Jurickson Profar a few years ago. They do have some young guys, but I think it's the 11.5 games back isn't totally their fault. I think it is just because of the competition, but they would be last in every other league. It's just this is a huge amount because you're playing in a division filled with the Dodgers, Padres, Giants, and Diamondbacks. And the Giants, you could say, don't have a plan, but they still make moves to remain competitive. The Rockies seem to alternate, hey, we're going to trade guys. No, we want to stay competitive. There's no way. They're just in the middle, and that doesn't work in the MLB. It's either, hey, you're going to get as many young guys as you can, or you're going to sign free agents. You really can't try to do both and do both badly, which is what I think they are doing. They aren't executing anything from a roster building standpoint.
Yeah, and their draft strategy also seems a little bit inconsistent regarding the positions that they draft, the free agents that they sign. I just don't understand what their Coors is a very special place. It's the only place in baseball that has that much of an altitude difference regarding how balls fly out. So your pitchers are going to have higher ERAs, and they have to be okay with that. But you also need to build your team regarding that. Their defense has struggled, their fielding defense, and their pitching. It's always going to be a higher ERA at home, but they're also going to have a lot of hits at home. It's a weird balance to have. It's something that they've never really been able to master ever since they went to the World Series back in 2007. It's been a long time since they've been competitive. I don't think they made the playoffs since 2017, maybe 2018, but I think 2017.
With Arenado and Story.
Yeah.
And Charlie Blackmon, who I think's no longer on the team.
He just retired last season. He just retired, yeah.
Yeah. Dang. But yeah. Yeah, kind of speaking to that, they really haven't been competitive since that, and they even messed with. Of course, they traded Arenado, but they messed up that deal with Story. They didn't trade him when they knew everyone was pretty sure he was gonna leave. So it is really tough. I'm trying to think, how long has their GM been there?
I do not know. That's a good question.
It says, well, the manager is Bud Black. And then Bill Schmidt is in his 4th season as the senior vice president and general manager, which I think you need to redo that, especially in 4 years. It kind of looks like this is what's been the cause. because I don't know what he's trying to do.
Yeah, it's been a steep fall from grace, even though their peak wasn't even that high back before his time. But it's just been a brutal couple of years, and I do think that I just can't imagine a fan wanting to watch this team day in and day out.
Yeah, that's really tough. And it's not because of the players. Like, I know they have a lot of former Tennessee pitchers and that have some promise. It's just how does it get done? Like, it's really tough. There's no vision, which I think is really sad. And even if the vision doesn't go well, it's still important to have a vision. I don't see the vision at all with them.
Not every plan is going to work perfectly, but you got to have a plan to make it out of this, right? So it just seems like there's a little bit of struggle, and a bit of struggle, and it just seems like they're just turning the wheels. It's not, or spinning the wheels. It's not really something that's moving in any direction other than stationary, because like you said, they can't commit to a direction, and you have to do that first if you want to see any sort of change.
Yeah, I think that's a great point and thing to end on. Let us know if you think there is a plan for the Rockies. We'd love to hear it, and we appreciate you listening to Outsiders Opinions.